Hello, hello! Pete's Packs here, and we're back with our third pair of decks from the 1996 inaugural Pro Tour that was hosted in New York in February of 1996. This is Leon Lindback and George Baxter, decks 5 and 6. So, let's see what's in here. Right. So, this one has had gravity. Either this fell at some point, or just over time from being pushed, it's torn. But, yeah. These also have pulled out their tuck boxes, so we'll open up the side and slide them out. It's just one of those things that happens with collecting older stuff and paper packaging, especially when it's a bit heavier like these. This is Leon Lindback's deck. So, any product designers are in the audience. This is what happens to tuck boxes eventually if you don't have them cellophane sealed. Or plastic sealed, plastic wrapped, that good stuff. Because the plastic wrap helps hold the tuck box together tighter for longer. So that gravity can't do that. Alright, Leon Lindback's deck. This one has been mixed up. So hopefully it's still at least split on the sideboard. Looks like it is. So we have our proxies that come in deck. We have Leon Lindback, semifinalist. Semifinals defeated Lestry 3-0. Quarterfinals defeated Baxter 2-0. Lindback, a 20-year-old electrical engineering student from Stockholm, Sweden, played an all-black speed/discard deck. Most notable in his deck were 4 Necropotents, which Lindback would play early to continually fill up his hand. Good old Necropotents. Star of the 96, and if I remember correctly, the 99 Pro Tour as well. So, yeah, sideboard is all singletons, except for Nivenrol's Disc and the rack. So we have Torture. Apocalypse Charm. Nice. Serrated Arrows. 3 copies of the rack. Jellum Tome, which gives you card selection, not advantage. Belden's Cane, which was restricted at the time. City of Brass. Wonder what the City of Brass is for. This looks like it's an all-black deck. Maybe for the Soulburn? What's the City of Brass for? The City of Brass Safe Haven, which is often considered one of the worst, if I remember correctly, this is considered one of the worst cards ever printed. But 2 Nivenrol's Disc, Stromgold Cabal. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can use that to counter white spells. Should be pretty useful if you're trying to stop, oh, I don't know, Armageddon. Meekstone. Good way of shutting off Arum Gens, or Urnum Gen, rather. And Ashes to Ashes. Nice. 5 life to exile 2 creatures. Not a bad, 2 non-artifact creatures. Not a bad rate, if I'm being honest. Alright, now for the main deck. Get the swamps out of the way first. We have 17 swamps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Very nice. Then we have 2 Evan Stronghold, another one of the Fallen Empire's sacrifice lands. We have 4 Strip Mine, so 1, 2. And the other 2, if I remember correctly, were closer to the front. 3. Hold up. 1, 2, 3. There should be 4. So after our swamps, there we go. Strip mine number 4. We have 1 Ivory Tower, which combos very well with Necropotence. 1 Jalamatome. 2 Nevinral's Disc. That's our first one. So a total of 4 Nevi's Disc. This was our version of Farewell back in the day. Got rid of pretty much all the important things. Destroy creatures, enchantments, and artifacts, including Nevinral's Disc. It comes into play tapped. Let's see, 2 Serrated Arrows, which is a way of shrinking creatures. They could just sit and play. We had Zeran Orb. So in here somewhere, there it is. Zeran Orb, Dance of the Dead. Which is a very fun one. Yeah, it's basically a animate dead with additional upkeep cost. 1 Dark Banishing. I know I saw it in. Oh, the very front. Wow, that's special. 1 Dark Banishing. 4 Dark Ritual. 1, 2, with my absolute favorite art. Second favorite art would be the Arcadian Masks art, which is by Rebecca Guay, but the Sandra Everingham art, which is the original Alpha art, is still my favorite. 4 Hemda Torok. Which has several different arts. We have all 4 arts. Yep, we have all 4 arts here. So the circle art is the one I always remember. But my favorite is probably the Quentin Hoover art. Well, the Susan Van Camp art, it's fantastic too. Let's see. Then we have 4 Hypnotic Spectre. Good old hippie. Fun fact, most people don't realize Hypnotic Spectre was originally an uncommon. We have 4 Hypnotic Spectres. 3 Knights of Stromgold. And it is Stromgold, not Stormgold. A lot of my friends I was in school, thought that was Stormgald. If you know me in person, you will know why that is so funny to me. Little inside joke. All right, almost have everything pulled out. 4 Necropotents. My favorite card in Ice Age. One of my favorite cards of all time. Sorry, my favorite non-reprint in Ice Age. Swords to Plowshares is also in Ice Age, and actually has my favorite Swords to Plowshares art. Or Order of the Ebon Hand, which has 2 different arts, 3 different arts. I always forget about this art, which is the most metal version of it. Elf and Centaur version. I always think of the Centaur version when I think of that one. Let's see, 1 Soulburn, which was effectively another soul drain. Or drain life, rather. Soulburn was another drain life, just to cost 1 more. And then we have Drain Life, was one of the core cards of the deck. Very nice. Alright, that was Leon Lindback's deck. It was mono black Necropotents. So, though he called it a fast discard burn deck, or discard damage deck. As you can see, Tuck Box still pushing out because of the creases that formed in it. And you'll notice this has tuck cuts at the bottom, but not at the top. So that actually causes it to warp out even more. But it's alright. That kind of thing happens. Things droop with age. Though I will likely have to modify these boxes at some point to keep them from self-destructing. But it's alright. Now we have George Baxter at deck number 6. This one has also been mixed up. Hey, George Baxter, quarterfinalist, defeated by Lindback 2-0. Baxter, a 23-year-old author of a number of Magic strategy books from Dallas. I have books by George Baxter, now that I think about it. From Dallas, Texas, played an almost all black speed/burn deck. Baxter included enough red mana to support direct damage and just enough green mana to play with 4 Urnum gens. Okay. Got our proxies, and here's the deck list. Right, so our sideboard. It's almost all 2s. So we've got 2 Nevenral's Disc, 2 Serrated Arrows. You'll see a lot of repetition between the decks, because there were certain things that were just considered core cards in the format. Serrated Arrows and Nevenral's Disc being among them. 2 Dark Banishing. Which I'm a little surprised. Terror should have been in the format. So I wonder why you would run Dark Banishing over Terror. So I can't think of any artifact creatures other than maybe Juggernaut that you would have had to deal with. But 2 Ishan Shade was pro-white. A bit of tech there. 3 Red Elemental Blast, affectionately known as Reb. We had Reb and Beb. 2 Shatter. And 2 Tranquility. Probably for going against the Necropotence decks. Alright, now for the main deck, we have 3 City of Brass. Start slipping our lands to the front. 1 City of Brass. Oh, 1. Let's go faster. Pulling our stuff to the front. Interesting. So it is a Jund deck, or it's called Jund. Second City of Brass. Third City of Brass. Yeah, okay. So, very much looks like a more modern Jund strategy, too. 3 Carplusion Forest. There's 1, 2, 3. We have 1 Lava Tubes. It's a series of tubes. Which is one of the depletion lands. I wonder why they played Lava Tubes over another Sulphurous Spring. Because they're only running 2 Sulphurous Spring. Okay. Now we have 2 Mishra's Factory. Very nice. 2 Sulphurous Spring. A Demon in a Hot Tub. Then we have 12 Swamps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's our mana base. You also notice that the mana bases in these decks are much lighter than what you generally expect. This had only 23 lands, and this had a lot more than most decks. So, then we have 2 Barbed Sextant. Here we go. Which was used as a color fixer and to draw at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. So it functioned very similar to how Chromatic Star or Chromatic Sphere functions today in modern decks. 1 Zurin Orb. It's at the back. Pretty much everything's going to have Zurin Orb, just because it was one of the best ways to just stay alive against creature decks. And if you're getting hit with Armageddon anyway, may as well gain a bunch of life. Okay. We have 4 Dark Ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Dark Ritual. 4 Hymn to Torok. Let's put the orders together. 1, 2, 3. They had all 4 different arts too. Interesting. 4 Hypnotic Spectre. Still one of my favorite creatures from this time. Just a 2/2 that is half of a Hymn to Torok every turn. Just, it really, really trips up a lot of decks. Let's see, 1 Ishan Shade. 1 Ishan Shade. We have 4 Knights of Stromgold. So 1, 2, 3, 4 Knights of Stromgold, which is very similar to Black Knight. Also functionally identical to Order of the Ebon Hand, except one is a knight, the other is a cleric. Then we have 4 Order of the Ebon Hand with 3 different artworks. Two Singir Vampire, just sits there and grows. It has evasion. It's basically the reverse Sarah Angel. We have 3 Fireball. 1, 2, 3 Fireball. The original art, which is absolutely iconic. 4 Lightning Bolts, that beautiful Christopher Rush art. And 4 Urnum Gens. So basically, get out fast, disrupt your opponent, and beat down, and then finish out with burn. Very nice. It's George Baxter, who is a quarterfinalist and an author. Now that I see the name, pretty sure I have some books by George Baxter. Very nice. Well, thank you for joining me on this adventure with decks 5 and 6 of the inaugural tournament for Pro Tour, or Magic the Gathering Pro Tour New York City in February 1996. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to help with the algorithm. And until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.